All right, good morning. If you can hear me, hit that 1, please. If you can hear me audio-wise, hit that number 1. It should, maybe a little low, or does that sound good? I think it's good. Test 1. Yeah, okay, we're good. Actually, I think I can turn it up a little bit more. Let me do something real quick. No, I guess it's up a little bit more. All right, good morning. So it's education, Rudy, Ty, Wish, Discipline Futures Trader. Hey, Patrick. Oh, good catch, Ty. All right, well, good morning. We are in business, and yeah, let's get this show on the road. This Thanksgiving show. So yes, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. It is November 27th. The day is Thursday. It is Thanksgiving, and we are just a minute. There we go. And we're gonna see what happens here. I've never traded on Thanksgiving. For those of you that were on yesterday's live stream, I didn't even know that it was. I thought it was closed up until 5 p.m. today, but it actually is open until 1 p.m. So I have no idea where. Well, I'm getting an idea. So just to kind of set the context for everybody, if there was a day where you're going to increase position size, as of now, today would be one of those days. So let's think back to last week, and if I were to draw this box right here, so from this number, from this down to this. Last week, I don't know, what would your estimation be? Like this distance last week, how many points do you think that would have been? Let me know in the chat. How many last week? Let's say this was a candle. The candle started here and then it went all the way up there. How many points did you think that would have been last week? What would your guess be? Again, last week was crazy. Okay, we had 2 participants in the survey. We were off to a. All right, I don't know about that one. Yeah, I was going to say like 50, 60 points. Today, this is a 10-point move. So that big old distance that last week would have been very, very big is 10 points. So in other words, surprise, surprise, it's not super volatile out there. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't make money per se. But if you decide to maybe creep up your position size a little bit on a day like today, I would not call you crazy at all. Because even like look at this. Whoa, big spike. Yeah, that spike was a whopping basically 15 points. Whereas last week, that spike would have been easily 80 to 100 points, if not more. I made 200 this morning playing the range with small size. Like smaller than normal or... Oh, Azure, hey, Jay Hundo. I've been playing the zone since 12:30 PST. Since 12:30, wait, you've been trading since 12:30 a.m.? Yeah, that's got to be a.m. It's not p.m. yet. So let's see, markets, well, 9:30 comes still in about 45 minutes when I would think there'd be a little bit of a jump. I don't know how much of a jump. So did you not sleep last night, Jay Hundo? Oh, friendly reminder though, if you've been here before and you know you're going to enjoy, hit that like button, please. If you've never been here before, welcome. Great to have you. No need to hit the like button though, because I understand you have no idea if you're going to enjoy. But if you have been here before, please hit that like button. You just took a 2-hour nap. Is there any reason why you were up and trading through the night, pretty much Thanksgiving? Just couldn't sleep last night, so I thought, hey, let's go sling around some futures contracts. It was funny. I took one trade just to kind of putz around, just one MNQ. I actually got a pretty decent move, and I'm like, okay. And I look down here and $2.50. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, it's gonna be one of those days. X0. Hey, yeah, I should be here for about 2.5-ish hours is the plan, unless it's just totally terrible action. But yeah, we have to head out at I guess let's see if I convert to Eastern time, 11:30 Eastern time. We have to hit the road to get to our destination. So I won't be here all the way to close, but yeah, we'll be here. Like I said, I want to get here a little bit of pre-market, and then we'll watch the open at 9:30. Although I don't know if there's going to be really anything going on. But yeah, let's see what happens. I am gonna trade very, very conservatively. I've never traded Thanksgiving. But it does not seem like it'll be, I don't know, or do things like this happen where it gets super jumpy? I'm not quite sure, but yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I've been long in the 290 to 300 area. 290. Oh yeah, down here just playing this range. So you're telling me I should not be looking to get in right now, which I am. I should be waiting for it to get down here. Is that what you're telling me? I almost always start with 2 micros. I usually wind up adding to the position. Gotcha. But it hasn't been giving you the chance because you've just been. That's what I'm doing. All right, Jay Hundo. I appreciate sharing what's been working for you. But yes, happy Thanksgiving to all you Americans. You know, even if you're not American, still happy Thanksgiving. Up small, hey, you're living the life if quote unquote up small is $800. Yeah, Anthony, I was not necessarily planning on being here, and then everybody yesterday was like, "Wait, Clay, dude, you're wrong. The markets are open tomorrow morning." And I was like, "Oh, really?" So I was like, "All right, well, I can put in a couple hours and see what kind of action we get." Is the market open today? Well, this candle is moving, so yes, the market is open, Ryan. Now, you didn't specify what market you're talking about. The stock market is not open today, but as I recognize your name, so I assume you know that we trade the futures market here. So yes, the futures market is open. Those candles are indeed moving. Yes, do you see those candles moving? Your eyes are not deceiving you, Ryan. You are not hallucinating. Well, I guess we all could be hallucinating, but I'm pretty sure we're all not. It is open until 1 p.m. or is it 1:15? Is it 1 or 1:15? I don't know what it is today. I want to say 1:15, but maybe that's tomorrow. So that is something that if you are going to trade with prop firms, you've got to be aware of the close because you do not want to get you don't want to be in a trade and then have the market just go close, because with a lot of prop firms that is a rule break. You're not allowed to hold over sessions, so that will cook your account. So yeah, on that note, just for people's sake, is it 1 o'clock or 1:15 today? Hey, Nathan, yeah, have a great Thanksgiving. Really? It's 1 p.m. today, 1:15 tomorrow. So confusing. Yeah, there's definitely, there's zero doubt in my mind that there will at least be a few prop firm traders that roast their accounts via that rule break. Because you've got to be out of all your positions by the market close each day. And there's going to be some people probably not even aware that it's 1 o'clock. Or maybe some people are thinking it's 1:15, but it's actually 1 o'clock. But I will be gone. I will not be here for the close. We will be off to our destination. But yes, FY, that's very important detail to know. If you plan on kind of being here to the afternoon, make sure your positions are closed. I almost just want to say 12:30 just to keep everybody safe. Oh, it's gold moving too? Let's see. What's gold up? Huh? Are you trolling me? You're trolling, right? Yeah, that's a troll. What are some good prop firms? Yeah, on the prop firm side of things, just very quickly, I am, and especially given you said to get started, which says you're a beginner to the prop firm world, beginner, take Profit Trader. That is who I use, who I recommend. I think they're the king of the mountain. The reason for somebody in your case as a beginner is because they have a very, very clean set of rules. Not that those other prop firms on the page are not good. They just have more rules. And as somebody that's a beginner, or in your words, just getting started in the prop firm space, you're going to get overwhelmed by those rules. Yeah, what are you... Back to this comment here, though. Disciplined futures trader, what are you talking about? What state am I? I'm in Iowa. You need to roll over gold. Oh, do I need to change the contract on gold? Maybe that's been the issue. Okay. Usually Tradeovate tells me when I need to roll the contract. So what did you say? It is MGC. What did you say? MGC 6. Oh, right here. G6. MC. Is it G6 right here? G6. Oh, okay. There we go. That okay. that looks better. Thank you. All right. So then this one needs to be GC. G6. GC G6 too, I assume. GC G6. Can somebody confirm? That's probably it. Let's see. Yep. All right. That look okay. There we go. My apologies. I was trolling myself for not being aware of the right contract. All right. Sorry about that. I was thinking, okay. We're starting off Thanksgiving with a nice little troll there, but no. All right. Now the issue here, but the interesting part about the trend line break is you have the trend line there as potential resistance. You also have the 200 period right at the same level. So it's kind of like a double whammy of potential resistance right there that potentially might want to smack the price back down. So that is an interesting dynamic. Yeah, gold's got, gold's not moving that much either. All things considered. I mean, you look over here, this distance is 1 point. 1 point. Usually 2 points tells me, okay, probably not worth it. When it was really volatile, this distance between these numbers was 5. But yeah, right now it is a whopping 1. It's almost like oh, look at that. Right off that level. So not shocking at all. Had the double whammy of resistance, and it acted as resistance, all right. Reminder, if you are enjoying, please hit that like button. Maybe we can make a run up to that 50 likes, which is always our first kind of key monkey that we want to get off our back. Or that I should say I want to get off my back. Tomorrow, or Thanksgiving tomorrow, here's a quick update. No, HR, Thanksgiving's today. Oh, did you copy and paste that from somewhere? Yeah, that must be a copy and paste. Surely you know that Thanksgiving is today. All right, maybe along down around here. I just read the first part, HR. It says Thanksgiving tomorrow. So at first I thought that was just you saying it. I'm like, well, no, Thanksgiving's today. No, I get that now, yeah. Did we bank it? Yes, I just got done making enough to buy myself a skid steer. So yes. So we got the bull pennant right now. Is there going to be, does anybody, so there's the bull pennant. Does anybody have experience on Thanksgiving? Will it pick up pace at 9:30 or no? Is it pretty much just going to stay like this? I'd imagine it gets a little bit more action-packed at 9:30. No, I understand that now, HR. I understand what you're doing. I was just saying, at first glance, I didn't know you were copy and pasting anything. So the first 2 words I literally read were Thanksgiving tomorrow. And I was like, well, wait a second here. I made a whole $50.50 trading micros last night. Well, I suppose that's better than losing $50.50 trading micros last night. I'm just going to start small here. Okay. I'll add to it unless it wants to come up there. All right, let's see what it wants to do. Normally it goes one way after open, but not fast. But we will see. We will see indeed. Tried to add another right there. Actually, let's do it down there. There we go. Like I said, I'm just kind of dipping my toes in the water here, trying to get a feel for things. Booyah! Booyah! How about them apples? Let's go. $2.50. I can buy a box. Actually, that's 2 boxes of stuffing. At Walmart, I had to pick up some stuffing yesterday. Now, I don't know if it was a sales, just a marketing ploy, or if they overstocked. But it said normally $2.87, and I got it for $1 a box yesterday. So maybe they were like, okay, yeah, Thanksgiving's tomorrow. We overbought, so we got to slash prices. But either way, at Walmart here in our local town, that's 2 boxes of stuffing I just got right there. Let's go. And that's factoring in commissions too. It locked up, or is it just my end? Mine's still moving. Hey, Tony. Speaking of, yeah, it's irrelevant, I suppose. Hey, can we get 2 more likes? Let's get this up to 50. Oh, the stream locked up? I don't know. Did the stream lock up for anybody else? Hey, good morning, Faux Flow. That's a good name. I recognize it from yesterday. I guess I didn't really. Oh, it was my end. Well, there you go. It's good. Mine's good. All right. All good. All right. Come on, Cobop. Tell your hamsters to run a little bit faster in that internet wheel. What are people's plans for thing? What are you guys all doing today? At least you Americans. What are your people's plans? We are headed to some friends from our homeschool co-op. Invited our family. So for anybody in Iowa, we are headed to Pella for the day. Hey, OG. Are you the OG I think you are, or you are a different OG? Are you the OG that's been here before and that we haven't seen for a couple weeks? Hey, there we go. 65 likes. Okay. This orange line here is the previous session close, although I will say it doesn't really seem like the chart cares too much about it today. That's right, I'm up early. That's right, early close. Market closes at 1 p.m. Make sure you're out of your positions by 1 p.m. or your account's going to be gone. Me and my family, first time in our own place. Oh, cool. Taking the Can-Am to where they do the King of the Hammers race. What is the King of the Hammers race? Nope, it's my first time. Oh, okay, OG. We have another OG that's goes by that name. So, well, welcome. Good to have you. It's education. Headed to Rogersville, Missouri. Wife's family. Cool. Closer at 1 p.m. when open back up. It opens back up at 6 p.m. Eastern, normal time. I already had Thanksgiving dinner this past weekend. Everyone in my family is out of town. So you're just low-key day. Kids who are pastors came up from Florida too. Very cool. Huge desert racing. Okay. Interesting. Hey, Clay Duds Futures. I used to follow you back. So once again, Bobby Diggs, I'm not saying you're discouraging, but that's a discouraging comment. Like, what is the YouTube algorithm doing? How is Bobby Diggs just now figuring out that I'm doing futures? Like, I've been doing futures for over a year now. I've been live streaming for almost 9 months now. And this is like new news to Bobby Diggs. I wish I could understand the YouTube algorithm. Last night, trade 1 mini. Yes, the American futures market is open. That's what we're looking at here. The futures market. And it is open. But Bobby Diggs, I'm glad you finally found us. That. I guess later's better than never. Good to have you. If anybody here just happens to have written the YouTube algorithm and you have any insights, I'm all for it. Like trophy trucks, road crawling, etc. Cool. Am I the only South African here? Maybe right now. We have had other people from South Africa, but you're probably the only one here right now from South Africa would be my guess. Clay, what's something you'd recommend to get out the house? I'm gonna need a little bit more context. Clay, what's something you'd recommend to get out the? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need some more context there, Patrick. I've like I don't even have a guess of what you're actually talking. I guess like food wise, like what junk food should I get out of the house? You think the markets will move nice today or be choppy? I think they're gonna move very slow. Again, I started off the live stream. Think about last week. Let's say last week there's a candle and the candle was that big. It made like a move, that amount up. Last week, that candle probably worth 60, 70, 80, maybe even 100 points last week. Oh, here we got it. Here we have a big move down, okay? But today that candle so far would be worth a whopping 10 points. But right now we have an even better example. So this looks like a huge dump, okay? This thing started here at 01 and it went down to 81. So this was like whoa. But still, that was like what? Like a 13-point drop. Last week, this drop would have been like 80 points. On a day like today, it was 13. But okay, this is getting spicy here. Getting spicy. He wants active. Like after work, I'm not going to be trading, so I'm not sure what to do with myself. Yeah, go for a walk. Get some exercise. Oh, do some push-ups. I wonder why is it like that? Same size move. Well, but that's the point. It's not the same size move. That was only a 12-point move, which is what illustrates the fact that today's not going to be fast. Definitionally speaking, it is not the same size move because definitionally speaking, an 80-point move is different than a 12-point. Now I realize you're looking at no, well, look how big the candle is, but that's why it's always important to check out the y-axis, right? Who remembers back from grade school or whenever, I don't know, whenever we learn about graphs, right? Let's think about this. What is this axis called? This is the x-axis. This is the y-axis. So on this chart, this is the y. You got to look at the y-axis, and you see this big old distance represents a whopping 5 points. You know right there, okay. And not very volatile out there right now. Come on, man. You mean if I can trade, I can trade instead of family gatherings? Well, okay, I guess that makes more sense. I thought like so I can avoid like your own kids, which is very rough, but you're probably referring to like the stereotypical extended family type stuff. I see what you're saying. Yeah, there you go. Although the futures market closes at 1 p.m. Eastern, so it only do you so good today. Good morning, Clay. Watching you every day. About to buy my Take Rabbit Trader with Clay. Hey, thank you. Hey, thank you, JL. I appreciate that. Yes, thank you for planning to use code Clay. Code Clay feeds hungry kids. So that movement there, I mean, has me a little worried because even though it wasn't like a massive move point wise, it's like okay, that's a you still do want to manage risk on days like today. So I could see that one having, stop people out and then snap back up. And that was at a random 906. 906, okay. But I do want to respect everybody's time. If you are looking for somebody that's just gonna go into degen mode and start slinging around massive size on a day like today, you're not gonna get that here. If you want to go find, I don't know who else is live streaming today. I don't know if any, but like I am, I try to be, I'm not a perfect trader, but I do try to be a responsible trader, and slinging around, 15 NQs on a day like today. Nah. Yeah, low liquidity, it would definitely be the name of it. Hey, good morning, Steve. Good morning, Johan. Now, to be fair, who was it? It was Jay Hundo. Jay Hundo's like, hey, I've been having great success buying anything from 300 down to 290. So if he built a position, I mean, he got that thing snapping back in his favor. Why are you trading today? Well, why are you trading today, Boom Banana? I got 350 profits so far this morning. Good job, Johan. Do you think a scalper's mindset could work with you? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know what your definition per se of a scalper is, but I'd consider myself a scalper, and yeah. Hey, happy Thanksgiving, Dan. Clay helps guide people to the production of props. He's responsible for many accounts. I appreciate that, Lance. Market open on Thanksgiving. Well, this candle is moving. So yes, believe it or not, the market is open. The futures market, that is. The futures market, that is. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing too, Gary. Better question is, why in a trading stream on holiday if not trading? I suppose to be fair, maybe he thinks I'm just like the coolest guy to ever walk planet Earth. So he's like, hey man, I'm not trading today, but this dude is cool. This dude is the cat's meow. And I don't know if I'm going to trade. And I say that every single day because I don't know if I'm going to see any quality setups. I'd like to think the odds heavily suggest I'll find a setup to take, but I don't know if I'm going to trade. I'm planning on it, but I can't say for sure. I'm only trading micros because I drew my account down so much. I almost blew it last week. Yep. So got to kind of chip away. I'm up 2K today. Wow. That's that's very impressive on a day like today where there's not a ton of movement. Welcome to the ant race. Was that you yesterday that said it'd be like watching? Somebody said yesterday it would be watching like ants race. I don't remember who that was. Was it UT Cooper? Yeah, exactly. Just a chill space, just some people hanging out. Hanging out before we all head off to our Thanksgiving commitments. Yeah, that's your claim has held up. I am interested, though, at 9:30. At 9:30, are we going to get a little bit more spice? I think so. I don't know why that would be the case per se, because the stock market is not open today. But I don't know. Kudos, Clay, for homeschooling. We have graduated 5 that way and 2 left. Awesome. Man, so you got 7 kids. You got me beat by 1. Good for you. That's awesome. And I don't give me too much kudos. It's my rock star wife that does the homeschooling. I'm just like the principal. If I have to come downstairs, algos and computers never sleep. Yeah. But sometimes on days like today, I wonder, like, are algorithms like really running? Like, is big money actually trying to make money today? Maybe they are. I don't know. Or maybe is big money looking at all of us like, what a bunch of degens. Like, go enjoy Thanksgiving. What are you guys doing? I think that's equally as plausible. Eight grandbabies and 2 more on the way now. And yes, my wife is awesome. That's great. Hey, thank you, Alan. Same to you. Same to you. Yes. Very kind message. So I've made 2 trades. Both of them I got nice little moves in my favor. Nothing huge, and I'm up a whopping $5. So I mean, it's if that can help you build some expectations for today, that's fine. That's why the gentleman, I don't remember where he went, who was up $2,000. I have no idea how anybody's up $2,000 today. I can't really, with this kind of movement, I don't know how that was done, but hey, ETFs or crypto for long term. Well, that's kind of a false dilemma. So I'm gonna reject the premise of your question. You can do both. Little diversification never hurt anybody. So with all due respect, Noah, I reject the premise of your question. False dilemma. It's not an either or. It could be both. Yeah, exactly, T. Cooper. I am open to the idea, and I'm okay. I am open to the idea that big money could very well be laughing at me right now, laughing at us. Look at these small little peasant maggots that live in their little shanties, trying to trade today. To them, I'll say, hey, you know what? But I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time hanging out with people around the world, or at least one. I know we have one South African here. I don't know if everybody else is in America, but even I'm hanging out with people all over the country on a Thanksgiving morning, which is actually very weird, but in a cool kind of way. Like where are you located? Everybody, type your location right now. I'm in Iowa. Where is your? Okay, we got Canada. Yeah, we got somebody who's Norwegian, Texas, Southwest Missouri, Kentucky, Louisiana, Atlanta, Florida, California, Finland, UK, worldwide, Detroit, Philippines, let's go, Canada, Minnesota, Ontario, Australia, Colorado, Pensacola, that's Florida, Kansas, South Jersey, Southwest Missouri, Michigan, New York, Mongolia, let's go, New York, Kansas, Chicago, Atlanta, India, Ontario, Ghana, Rockford. Oh, I used to live close to Rockford. I used to live in Grand Rapids, so I know exactly where Rockford is. Zimbabwe, Maryland, Noah lied. Dominican Republic, Iran. That's cool. I didn't know you. Okay. So there we go. So to the big money, Guatemala, to the big money, I will say, hey, you know what? Yeah, maybe I'm a loser for sitting here. But you know what? I'm hanging out on a Thanksgiving morning with people quite literally around the country and around the world. So that is where live streaming is such a bizarre, but in a cool type of way. And this trend line continues to do work. Preston's on the moon. That's great. No, I'm saying I don't have any problem accepting their premise. I don't, if they want to call me a loser, okay, fine. I'm not going to push back, whatever. That's not going to hurt my feelings. I've been using Robinhood. What platform do you use to trade crypto? This is not crypto. This is futures. And the platform that I'm using has two layers. Layer number one, I'm in a prop firm because prop firms are a great risk management tool because they keep your own money at a very, very small amount. So the prop firm I'm using is Take Profit Trader. So if you want to do what I'm doing, step one, if you'd go to the link, you'd pick out the purchasing power you want. So with the Black Friday deal right now, actually a really good deal, $119. After you pick up the purchasing power, they'll ask you what platform do you want to use. The platform I'm using is Tradeovate. So again, the platform, the software, whatever you want to call it, the brokerage that I'm using is two layers. Layer number one, a prop firm, that prop firm being Take Profit Trader. Again, the link at the top. Layer number two, I'm using Tradeovate. And again, I'm trading futures here. This is not crypto. I repeat, this is not crypto. Wait, but they get up on Thanksgiving to watch your stream. Who's the loser? No. I'm not. Nobody called us. I'm just saying that probably big money might be looking down on us like, who are these? Why are these people watching the markets, trading the market on Thanksgiving? What a bunch of losers. I'm saying that's what others could be saying. All I'm saying is, hey, even if that's the case, I'm having fun. Because this is crazy to be hanging out with the people from all over the country and all over the world. That's all I'm saying. Nobody needs to get offended. This is just all a hype. I'm just trying to prove an overall case about how live streaming is very weird in a cool type of way. That's all I'm trying to prove. Do you think using a news screener for day trading is a good strategy? No. The best news scanner you can use is the chart itself, because the chart tells you something way more important. If all you're doing is using a news screener, then you have to decide, is the news good or bad? And that's really hard to do in the market. But a chart will tell you not only when their news comes out, but the more important thing, what does the market think about the news, right? Because I've been there many times where I think the news is bad and then the price goes up. Or I think the news is really, really good and then the price craters. But a chart is just telling you what the price is doing. So a chart will tell you not only when the news comes out because it'll be reflected, the chart will start to move around, but it'll also tell you what the market thinks of that news. So no, the best news scanner is just to use a technical chart itself. Hey, thank you, patient trader. Have you always done the morning open? No. Only on special occasions. I like trading the holidays. Normally, it is good trading, but slow. Really good to trade minis and take 100 each trade. Hey, if you have a groove, good for you. I feel like a little bit of a fish out of water right now. I'm new to futures. Do you only trade one E-mini or have a watch list of? No, that's one of the great things about futures is unlike stocks. So this is one of the many reasons why futures are way better than stocks. And this comes from a stock trader of many years, is you know what you're going to trade every day because every day the same thing produces multiple opportunities. Whereas stocks, yeah, you got to go through the news, you got to go through the scanners, what's moving today, what's the news, and blah, blah, blah. This, I'm like, nope, I'm watching the NQ and gold. That's it. So I get to save. I have a massive amount of free time in my schedule every morning because I don't have to wake up and run my scans, check the news, blah, blah, blah. So no, I do not have a watch list. Hey, thank you, Dan. Appreciate that. Thank you for feeding some hungry kids. Code Clay. Hey, Jaboni. Happy Thanksgiving to you, too. Do you trade gold and silver on any platform? I'll keep an eye on gold, Preston, but we're getting the breakout of that line. I'm very curious. 9 minutes is when the New York exchange would open. So we'll see if that produces any more sort of action or not. Awesome lead thrower. Clay sucks at trading. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Daz Wright. Man, what a way to spend the Thanksgiving. Hopping on a live stream to talk trash. Daz Wright is living the life. He is definitely a happy person in life, let me tell you. Is there certain high volume times you just focus? I mean, no, Splinter, you just got to experiment. You got to figure out what works for you. There's no one size fits all. But I promise whatever you're trading, you will enjoy day trading futures better. Because futures, there's no pattern day trend rule. They move way better. They're open pretty much around the clock. I mean, they're literally open today on Thanksgiving. You know, there's a lot to like. But yes, as far as like, well, what's the best strategy? There is no best strategy. The best strategy is the one that works for you. Good morning. I'm interested if we get some kind of movement. Yeah, agreed, Brian. What's your trading strategy? I use the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. I like some candlesticks, I like some moving averages, and I like the VWAP and some trend lines. I have no fancy sounding terminology, but I'm an idiot. Therefore, I gotta keep it simple. So, what is my strategy? The KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. Hey, Smith. Oh, nice. TFP member, very good. James, happy Thanksgiving to you. Yes. So much so, Sam, that I'm going to go ahead and just delete that garbage out of here. Take out a little trash. That's what your father-in-law tells you all the time. Yeah. I get it. Like, some people want to sound really smart and they use some really big words, but I'm an idiot. So I got to keep it simple. Because I am a dent. Yeah, you bet, Splinter. Well, my terms are like basic terms, like, dare I say, support or resistance, you know, like just universal terms. Well, yes, of course I use terms, but the terms I have like maybe what I don't know, maybe one like little, like I call certain things a wolf candle. So that was my own invention, a wolf candle. But like besides that, like right there, that's a hammer candle, right? And that's the universal name for that candle, hammer. Do you know about the TXSE? I think that's the Canadian exchange, isn't it? Hopefully we get some movement in the market today. There will be movement. It's just a question of, is it going to be good movement? Looking like it's going to be very small because, again, if like this size candle were to form, I'm trying to make that a solid. Well, okay, I'm failing miserably. Just pretend this is a solid candle. Even yesterday, this size candle would have probably been 30, 40 points maybe. Last week might have been 60, 80 points. Today, as of right now, this size candle would be a whopping 10 points, right? Because if you look at the distance, 305 up to 315, that today, as of now, that would be a 10-point candle. So there will be movement, but the intensity of the movement is going to be, I'm guessing, on the slower side, but you never know. You never know. But that is my expectation going in. Oh, I don't know. That's right. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. The Texas is supposed to, I have no idea. Don't know, don't care, because I got my futures. I got my futures through the prop firm, Pam's Plant. What did this guy just say? Very quickly, around here, the stream is all about promoting Pam's Plant. What is Pam's Plant? Well, it is a day trading strategy that says the most efficient way to go about your day trading is to day trade futures for these reasons through a prop firm for these reasons. So if you hear me talk about Pam's Plant, that's what I do. That's what I believe in the category of day trading. That is what is being referred to. So we are all about Pam's Plant here. This is a Pam's Plant stream. I do not use the VIX. I have no idea what you just said, Smith Enterprise, but it sounds intense. There's too many like reverses and negatives and like double negatives, and then I think we had a couple of triple integrals in there. I have no idea. I think that's a compliment. I don't think you just dunked on me. If you did dunk on me, you failed, because I'm going to take that statement as a compliment anyways. I'll have to cook some cane syrup. Okay. All right, well, we got 3 minutes until, so I'm just going to wait for 3 minutes till 9:30, and maybe we'll see some difference in movement. Maybe we won't, but we got 3 minutes. We're going to see what happens. Well, I know what the Dunning-Kruger is. I've done a video on it, but you're talking about like reverse Dunning-Krugers, and then I'm like underestimating it. Like the Dunning-Kruger itself has multiple phases, but if I'm reversing it, then each one of those phases is reversed. I don't know. It's a compliment. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you. But like I said, even if you were dunking on me, I'm still taking it as a compliment. It's Thanksgiving. I'm thankful that you're all here. I asked a few moments ago where everybody was from. Literally had people from around the world, around the country. So this is very, very weird, but in a very cool type of way. That we can get a bunch of like-minded people that enjoy trading, that are in various parts of our journey, and just hang out on a Thanksgiving morning. Pretty cool. Yeah, Finland, Canada. Jose, yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you. We got T-minus 1 minute. Corey's in California. We got Trader that's just being nice, telling us Americans, happy Thanksgiving. Danny's in Spain. Past the count, working on the next. Good job, Steve. Congrats. Is there an activation fee on the 50? Normally, yes, there is. But if you use code CLAY, there is not. It is 30% off, no activation fee, and then upon your first payout, they will refund you back what you paid for the account. So right now, that is Take Profit Trader's Black Friday deal. Again, whatever you spend on the account, once you get your first payout, they will refund you back that amount. Clay, do you eat turkey today? I'm gonna eat anything that they put in front of me today. All right. We should be able, okay, here we go. It's 9:30. Okay. This action is looking a little bit better. How long it lasts, I don't know. But this is a little bit different at 9:30. Kind of, I think, in theory. Let's see. Hello? No, that's not true, Caffeine Boy. Caffeine Boy, it's 30% off at Take Profit Trader. 30% off, no activation fee, and then you get your test account refunded back to you on your first payout. So if you qualify for a payout, they will give you the payout, and they'll refund you back whatever you bought the account for. Really low volume, right? Yeah, right now this is, I was hoping for a little bit more. No, I use and I recommend, the only platform I use and recommend is Take Profit Trader. Well, no, that's a lie. I don't only recommend, but definitely as a beginner, Take Profit Trader due to their clean set of rules. And I'm not that concerned about the price, Jose. Because if a prop firm could have a really low price, but then if they have a rule book as thick as a phone book, that reveals my age, then like who really cares about the price? Okay, now we're getting a little bit of spice. Again, this candle here has been a whopping 15 points so far. Last week, this would have been like a 100-point candle. But all right, let's see what we can do here. I want to see this candle where this candle closes. So this candle will be done moving in just a moment, and I'll try a long down here. See maybe a back test of the breakout point right here. That pink line is a 200 period. This is choppy action, so yeah. I'm trying to play it very safe on a day like today. I'm in. All right, I took off one. Hello? Oh, I thought it froze up on me for a second. Still have 3 left. Put my stop now a little bit in the green. Wait, that should be 2 because that's my stop. I still have 2 left. And at this point, let's go for the breakout for the next one. So this either comes down and stops me out, or I get the breakout here. And even if this one gets hit, I'll still have 1 left after that. And with that one, I'll follow it up totally with the stop. But yeah, let's see if we can actually get a nice push up. And by a nice push up, I mean like maybe another 4 points. So this will be a winning trade because I have locked in green. My stop is above my entry. But now just trying to see if we can get this thing to break up through the highs. So 16, where my crosshair is here, that's the... Come on, brother! Do it, brother! Oh, let's not play that. All right, fine. You want to do that? Let's go up a little higher then. Let's play ball! I'm going to move my stop up there now. You know, it's Thanksgiving. Let's just throw it up there some higher. Let's see what happens. It's going to be a green trade no matter what. I'm about to get stopped out. All right. All right, there we go. Sentiment is very bullish. What makes you say that, Black Mama Trader? Hey, if you're enjoying in any way, shape, or form, hit that like button if you don't mind. Went along with you. Good job. Watching the algos. How do you watch the algos? I don't know if I've ever heard that claim before. How do you watch the algos? How come these prop firms shouldn't have good Black Friday deals? Like, I think there's some good Black Friday deals out there. What makes me say that? Watch the price act. Well, I am watching the price action via the candlesticks. You said you're watching the algos. I don't know what you meant by watching the algorithms. Like, what do you mean? I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just asking for clarification. Watching the flow? Okay, I think you're just way smarter than me, Black Mamba Trader. But with a name like that, you're definitely way smarter than me. Sorry, man. I just use the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. You are several pay grades above me. So I apologize for trying to inquire into your vastly superior mind. That's on me. That's on me. That's on me. Hey, Chameleon. Good to see you. All right, maybe buy a pullback here. Let's see. Sounds kind of, I don't know. Black Mamba, like I said, man, with a name like that, there's no doubt in my mind, you are a million times better trader than I am. Hey, Aggie, good to see you. Yee. But here's the cool thing that we like to do here at Black Mamba, and we have a lot of visitors, I can tell, based on the viewers. But here, talk is cheap. So if you would like to kind of throw your hat in the ring, Black Mamba Trader, let's look at this. Look at what Jimoria just did. Look how he gave us an entry point, a target, and a stop loss. Look how he gave us those three numbers ahead of time. So Black Mamba, if you want to display your skills, feel free to give us a trade plan ahead of time. I am very open to the idea that you might be a rock star trader, but talk is cheap in this live stream. Give us a trade plan ahead of time. Nobody in this live stream, in this chat, is impressed if you show up like, I bought here and I sold here. It's like, okay, cool story. Will do, bro. Just wait. Awesome. And you know what? Even if you give us a trade plan and you're wrong, totally cool. I will have nothing but respect for you because you had the courage to give a trade plan ahead of time. If you're willing to put your hat in the ring, give a trade plan ahead of time, and it turns out where you get stopped out and you're wrong, hey, welcome to the club. It happens to us all. You will have nothing but my respect. But nobody impressed around here to show up after the fact and, armchair quarterback stuff. Okay, you're waiting for the 15? Gotcha. Well, I'm glad I mean, honestly, I thought that thing was going to keep on working its way higher. I did not necessarily see this coming. So, okay, well, we got to be adaptable as traders. So let's see what. Now, if this thing all of a sudden V-shapes right back up, then it's like, okay. Okay, it's going to be one of those days. There's a daily imbalance, by the way. It might start going up. Okay, noted. Thank you, Benjamin. So if this wants to build out a little bit more, so it doesn't necessarily have to do a perfect, but I don't know. Let's see if we can get some sort of bear flag. Bear pennant maybe form. Now, if this thing just continues to drop straight down, there's nothing I can really work with on that. Because I'm not willing to get short right now. That seems like way too much of a chase. But if it wants to consolidate out a little bit, build out some sort of pattern. Hey, man, Black Mamba, all good. If you are willing to play ball and give us a trade plan, nothing but my respect. Why is the market even moving? Isn't it a holiday? It is a holiday, and the futures market just happens to be open. That's now, I don't know if it's moving that well, but it is moving. I'm looking at NQ right now. These markets don't look the same. What am I doing wrong? I don't know, Mark. Hello, Papa. Okay, well, yeah, the stock market is closed today, so there is no closing of ETFs or stocks today. What's your thoughts on the ORB strategy? It's fine, but it can't just be the ORB strategy. Unfortunately, trading is a little bit, now don't get me wrong, trading does not need to be rocket science, but it also is not as easy as saying, okay, let's wait for 15 minutes, high, low, and then you buy the breakout or you short the breakdown. If only it were that easy. I wish I could say that's all it took to be successful as a trader. Now, if you want to use that as like a building point, as a framework for a strategy, fine. But trading, while not rocket science, is also a little bit more complicated than that. So I don't have anything against the ORB strategies. The only thing I would have against it is if literally you think that's what it is just wait 15 minutes or wait, whatever it is, the 5-minute ORB or the 15-minute. All you got to do is wait 15 minutes, you map out the range, and then you either buy the breakout or short the breakdown. That's it. Any prop firm recommendations? Yeah, Take Profit Trader is who I use and who I recommend. So really quickly, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this one, but those are my thoughts. Beginner experience, you better be using Take Profit Trader if you're empire building. But yeah, beginner, definitely Take Profit Trader due to their very clean set of rules. And then if you want to support the live stream, feed some hungry kids, code Clay. Code Clay feeds hungry kids. So I'm waiting for some sort of confirmation, but right now this is just one of those situations where for me to get short seems like a total chase. To be fair, chasing at this point would have worked. But getting long right now seems like not seems like it is definitely trying to catch a knife. So I'm looking for it to at least give me some sort of sign that maybe it wants to be done falling, and maybe this is the sign here that we're about to get. Bit of a hammer candle here. Let's see. Is market open? Well, this candle is moving, so yes, the market is open. Now, I'm not sure what market you're asking about, K-Rise. The stock market is closed. The futures market is open. No, with Take Profit Trader, you can do daily payouts. Now, that doesn't mean I take payouts every day, but there is the opportunity to do way more than just every month. Yes, right. K, you are not hallucinating. These candles are indeed moving. So yes, the market is open. Right, Kobop. My point is this, there needs to be more to trading than just doing the 15-minute ORB. No, I'm not a dent. I don't trade recycled garbage from a dude. Never mind. I wasn't born yesterday. Let me put it that way. You think the market will range the whole day? I have no idea. I'm not even going to pretend like I know. And that's irrelevant for me. I'm a day trader. I'm on the 2-minute time frame. I'm just trying to figure out where I think the price is going to be in the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I could care less what it's going to do the entire day. That's irrelevant for my strategy. I was born at night, just not last night. Yeah, exactly. Clay, is today a trading day? Yes, I believe it is. I guess I can't say for sure, but pretty sure it will be. Yeah. So this is very, very important, especially if you are in a prop firm, especially if you're with Take Profit Trader. I don't know every prop firm's nooks and crannies of the rules, but specifically, if you are with Take Profit Trader, listen up very closely because this is going to cook some people's accounts somewhere in the world today. There will be prop firms lost because of this. The market closes at 1 p.m. Eastern today. So don't be in a trade because if you're in a trade and it closes at 1, your account is toast, right? You just broke a rule because per the prop firms, most of them, you cannot hold overnight. Prop firms are for day traders, not for swing traders, not for investors. So please be aware the markets are closing at 1 p.m. Eastern today. Don't be one of the people. I say it all the time, there are no guarantees in the market except on today. On days like today where there's early market closes, the one guarantee I'm very confident in making, there will be at least one person in the world somewhere that loses a prop account today because they violate that rule. The rule of not having closed out all their positions by the close of the day. What time is that? I don't know. Come on, K-Rise. Surely you know how to convert from Eastern to Pacific. Come on. Come on, K-Rise. Like, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I'm not sure. Come on. Come on, really? Come on, brother. Some prop firms are calling today half days. Okay. Hey, you're welcome, J Peak. Thank you for the thank you. But yes, that is super important because that is the one guarantee I will make. Hopefully, none of you that are here right now will suffer from it, but there will be people in the world today, at least one, where they're going to be, dear prop firm, what happened to my account? Well, there was an early market close and you broke the rule because you did not have all your positions closed by the end of the day. Longs in play? Maybe. So yes, thank you for, who asked that? Somebody, I mentioned that earlier, but it would definitely need to be talked about today. JT Moon. Okay, so right here, thank you, JT Moon. Thank you for stepping out with the sign of courage and just flat out, hey, it's happened to me before. TSD, why doesn't TPT use a TradingView platform? It does. Right here. You can use TradingView with Take Profit Trader. Boop. There it is right there, brother. What markets are you talking about? This is the futures market right now. Is the market open tomorrow? Yeah, the futures market opens back up at, again, you kind of got to specify what market you're talking about. Markets open today? Well, the stock market's closed. The futures market is open, though. But yes, the stock market is open until, I don't remember what, 1? I think 1 p.m. Eastern. Futures market is open till 1:15 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Yeah, futures will open back up tonight at 6 p.m. Thank you so much for your everyday streaming time. Well, you're welcome, Billionaire Futures. I appreciate that. I mean, I will say right now, the live stream voice is growing very, very loud right now. And Ruben just added to it. Will you be trading today? I've actually already made a trade, Ruben. I've already made a trade. But on that note, that's what the voice is starting to get louder. Make trades. Clay, make trades. What am I supposed to trade right now? It's not doing anything. So the live stream voice is getting louder, and Ruben just added to it. No. Jim, I don't think a whole lot of people are live streaming, so that's probably why. Yeah, same to you, Mark. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm interested in a potential short of a breakdown here, but it's first kind of got to work its way down there. So I'm trying to be patient, trying to be disciplined. Liquidity is, yes, the liquidity is definitely affected today. I'm not quite sure how many people are out here trading the markets, but here we are. We are the dedicated ones. Hey, good job, Carl. Happy Thanksgiving to you. You passed your account. Good job. Hey, Zeus, good morning. Extremely light volume, indeed. Sitting on hands is a hard trading lesson. It is indeed. But let's make some money. I mean, Ruben, I'm here. I'm all for making money, but you also got to read the environment, right? But if you see something good, Ruben, you let me know. Doesn't it look like a range? Yeah, it might be a range day. So for you range traders out there, have fun. I'm not the greatest range trader. Dude, do you work for him? Why do you keep talking about that? No, I'm not going to try that garbage. I'm well aware of it. It's recycled nonsense. It's retermed. He's a marketing master. That's all he is. I'll give him credit in that regard. A marketing master. Other than that, it's a clown show. Can you tell us your strategy? Yes, I use the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. I use some candlesticks, some moving averages, and some trend lines. And the VWAP. Okay, here we go. Maybe a breakdown here. Let's see. Right, JT Moon. That's exactly why I always say with Take Profit Trader, aim to pass within a month. When you can just go bananas on prop firm. No, I see no reason to trade your own funds this day and age. With prop firms, why would I risk my own money? I don't understand that math at all. I do understand people say, but Clay, if you trade your own money, you get to keep 100% of the gains. That is true. You also get to keep 100% of something else. You get to keep 100% of your bad days, of your tilt, of your revenge trading, of your risk. And we all have bad days. No matter who you are, you're still going to have a bad day from time to time. I'd rather have a bad day just cause me to lose an account, which at most is a couple $100, as opposed to potentially thousands of dollars. So I will gladly not be able to keep 100% of my gains with a prop firm for the downside protection of insurance of not having to keep 100% of the risk. Well, yeah, Smith. It took me a while to get the prop firms, but I think I'm not going to be. I am a little irritated that it took me so long to get the futures, but the prop firm route, I don't feel bad about that. Prop firms sound super sketchy at first, and I was super sketched out. I'm like, let's see how this plays out. But a few years passed by. Members of my private community were like, Clay, I'm getting paid. Look, they're not a scam. I'm getting paid. Hey, Clay. And then I still remember Michelle, who's a really good trader. she was giving me grief. In fact, she posted a picture. She took a European, so she had the Clay Trader t-shirt on over in Europe somewhere. She took like a 15-day European vacation with fake money, because I'd always be like, I don't know, that stuff seems like fake money. She's like, here's my European vacation from fake money, Clay. Whoops, there's the breakdown. And it was from prop firms. So anyways, long story short, a lot of the prop firms, especially Take Profit Trader, they've been around now for multiple years. So I was skeptical. Yes, Smith, I know. Smith, yes, good job, buddy. Thank you, Smith. Thank you. Yes, Smith was one of the people that helped to convince me. So he has corroborated my story that in my private community, a lot of people were like, Clay, you got to do prop firms. I'm like, I don't know, it sounds kind of sketchy. But here, look, I'm getting payouts. Smith is one of those people. I just clipped 4PT in 2 weeks. Gonna copy trade them. Yeah, Dully. Exactly what Andrew says. If you blow a 2K drawdown account, you only lose 150. Now, well, if you use the discounts, is even less than that. Do you look at gold? Sometimes. Don't like shorts here. Okay, well then you better not short here. I'm interested in a potential long down around here. Pink line is the overnight low. That white line is the low of the day. So if you're new to the platform or just kind of new to my setup, it's impossible for the price to get below that white line because, again, that is the low of the day. So that white line will just get shoved lower. You can get as many as you want, Jim and Check, with the discount. As many as you want. Code Clay. Feed some hungry kids. You'll get payouts as long as most lose. No, not true. That's what I like about Take Profit Trader, because eventually they'll send you to live accounts, and then their profits come from, they get 10% of your profits from the real market. So that's what I like about their model. The prop firms that never send people live, it's like, I don't know if that's going to be sustainable. Thought you was in the car streaming. No, you thought wrong. I've never been in the car streaming. I'm in a van down by the river streaming using a 56K modem. Prop firms can help a lot of people who don't have the capital. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Prop firms, I mean, you don't need a lot of money. But the most important thing about the prop firm, yeah, a lot of people are like, oh, the best thing is the copy trading. It's like, well, yeah, copy trading is great. Don't get me wrong. But the best thing about them is your risk control, right? Because at the end of the day, your ultimate risk, let's just say if you go with the 50K, is 119. If you go and lose 2,000 and you're using your own money, well, guess what? That's $2,000 out of your pocket. If you lose 2,000 in the prop firm, what's the consequence? Well, the consequence is you violated that rule. Therefore, they'll take the account. But given you only paid 119 for the account, that's the amount out of your pocket. So I'm not a math genius, but if the bad trade is $2,000 loss, I'd rather have the consequence being $119 loss instead of 2,000. And like I said, if you use your own money, that's how it works. The consequence will be all $2,000 of your money gone. But with the prop firm space, you just lose the account. I flipped a micro, but they emailed me and said it counts as half a day. I don't know. I'm pretty sure with Take Profit Trader, it's a full day, but I don't know for sure on those little nooks and crannies. On a new day, on normal days, I start streaming at 11 a.m. Eastern, and then I usually go for about 4 hours. Normally, I am here at 11 a.m. Eastern. So on that note, watch me turn this to a plug. Hit that like button, subscribe. Well, I guess the like button wouldn't do anything, but make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Ruben, I'm all for Take Profit Trader. That's who I think. Take Profit Trader. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced person, I believe Take Profit Trader to be king of the mountain. Why today is so quiet? Because today is an American holiday, Thanksgiving. I'm assuming you are not in America based on that question. I thought prop firms are one lifetime payment. Is it? No. Each prop firm has their own rules. One of the great things about Take Profit Trader is you can request daily payouts. In the pro account, if you're making $2,000 every day, you can request $2,000 every day. Other prop firms, it's not that way. So I don't know. Maybe some prop firms are monthly payouts. I don't know. Yeah. All right. You're in Dubai. Yes. Here in America, we have Thanksgiving today. Why don't I regularly stream during the open? Because I have a private community that I owe my allegiance to at the open. I want them to get my full attention. That is why. Do you? No, I use Take Profit Trader. It's only a scam, Charles, if you are one of the degenerates that's only happy with like home run trades. If you're unwilling to take scalps, if you're unwilling to just throw the profit in your pocket, then yeah, that would be a scam. But yes, if you're like, no, I want go big or go home, then yeah, you're going to have trouble with that. Not to mention it stops when you hit your buffer anyways. But yeah, I'll accept the premise. I would assume you are one of those degens that you just are trying to go big or go home. And yes, from that angle, that's not going to mesh well with that sort of mentality. But here's a spoiler, that sort of mentality is never going to be a successful one anyways. Where do you join the private group? Right here. Let's grab it real quick. Private. And I'm only posting this. I know some people are highly offended by this sort of stuff. The only reason I posted it is because somebody else brought it up. So everybody just calm down. Calm down. Private community is totally worth it. Thank you, Lead Thrower. About monthly pays for prop firms. A lot of monthly payments for evaluation free. I thought he was talking about payouts. No, the cool thing about Take Profit Trader is once you pass the test, the monthly fee goes away. So that's why I would say aim to pass within 1 month. Because after you pass, there are no more monthly fees. So if you pass within that first month, then literally your all-in investment, therefore your all-in risk is $119. So if you go and you make $200, you are now already at over a 100% ROI. Yeah, now other prop firms, they'll always charge you per month for every account you have. But yeah, with Take Profit Trader, that's one of the nice things. After you pass the test phase, there are no more monthly fees. So again, that is why I say aim to pass. Make it your goal to pass within the first month. The pink line is the overnight low. What is the entry level? I'm not sure what you mean. I'm not in a trade right now. If I was in a trade right now, one of these numbers would be moving around. Nice job, Smith. Can we trade today on TPT Pro account? Yep. Just make sure you're out by 1 p.m. Eastern because that's when the market closes. All right, if this comes back down, I'm going to try a short down here. I like that candle right there, but this one... All right, going to try a short at the red line. In. See if it wants to come down. Which volume setting? I'm not sure what you mean by which volume setting. Hello? There we go. And I'm about to get stopped out. Maybe. No consistency rule. That's what I mean about take profit trader. The clean set of rules. No consistency rules, no scalping rules, no scaling rules. Very, very clean set of rules. What's your TP? Well, I have some target prices here. If I want to make a flush, I'll start to scale out. Which style account do you like? I like the 50K and the 150Ks, but that is totally just personal preference. Like there is no right. That's one of the great debates in prop firms is what size of account is best. There's no right or wrong answer. I always say start with the 50K. Yeah, futures market is open. Waiting to see if this thing wants to break down for me. Yeah, but it's not what you think it is. The 50% rule on the test phase is just whatever your target is, you can only make 50% of it. So if your target to pass is 3,000 in a single day, you can only make 1,500 because they are trying to prevent people from YOLOing and getting lucky. And then, but it's not like the complicated consistency rule that, most other prop firms have. Not what size account, which account. For example, funded. Well, okay. Well, TPT they don't have different styles of accounts. They're all the same. Yeah, I CFDs are like, I understand some people, you don't have any choice. You have to trade CFDs, but CFDs are garbage. If you can get around, if there's a way for you not to have to trade CFDs, don't trade CFDs. No, I did not. I taught myself how to trade, which was a disaster. Which is why when I got into real estate investing, I gladly invested just shy of $5,000 into real estate books, courses, all sorts of stuff like that. Because I'm like, I'm not going through that again with real estate investing. Just give me some structure, please, in my education. And I will say, I'm very, very happy with that $5,000 I invested into learning how to do real estate investing. I've done pretty well. Yeah. Well, Ahmed, what country are you in? Market is not moving, sir. I mean, it's moving. It's moving. It's not moving very well. Kuwait, yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think Take Profit Trader is open to people in Kuwait, unfortunately. So I can't really speak into your question because I don't think that's available to you anyways. Black Mamba, dude, stop with your armchair quarterbacking. I'm risking 4.5 points. Calm your little heart. I lost $1,000 this morning. Gotcha. Well, I'm hoping that I don't lose $1,000 this morning. Oh, is it? It is available in Kuwait? Okay. Thank you, trader. Well, then, to the person in Kuwait, yes, what I'm doing is available to you. Take Profit Trader is available in Kuwait. Are looking for bullish market. No, right now I'm thinking bearish and hoping for a bearish market. Where's my stop loss? Right up here, this green line. How to use your code on TPT. Well, at the checkout, there's a spot for a code. So you'll type in all caps, click CLAY, and then click, I think, submit or apply. I think you click apply. And then you'll see the discount reflected. Awesome, Smith. Thank you for sharing that. That's good stuff. Ain't nobody's birthday here. I don't know. I don't know what my biggest day was, but my biggest trades and losses were on LinkedIn IPO. They're not around anymore, but if you can find an old chart of LNKD, LinkedIn, because Microsoft bought them, so they're not publicly traded anymore. Look at their IPO day. You'll understand how I could have had a great winner and a great loser all in the same day. Looking like I'm about to get stopped out, and I am stopped out. Not dead. Close to dead, though. Close to dead. Wow, tight stops. What do you mean a tight stop? I got in here. My stop was all the way up there. How's that tight? I think we have different definitions of tight. I don't know. Might try a short again. Did I just get knocked out? Okay, yeah, for you. Agreed. Yeah, I have no problem conceding that maybe it was a tight stop for you, but with all due respect, my friend, we all got our own little strategies and definitions of what a tight stop might be. How much am I looking for 150K? Right here. The 50K is 119. If you use a promo, 30% off. No activation fee. Normally it'd be $30 or $130 to activate it after you pass to activate your pro account, but that's also zero. And then the Black Friday deal right now. And then upon your first payout, so let's say you qualify for a payout and your payout's $500, they'll send you $500 plus $119. They will refund that back to you. So if you do sign up and you get a payout on your first run through, then at that point you literally have a free account. So very cool deal right now. Again, on your first payout, they'll refund you back that amount. And again, this per month fee is only during the test phase. After you pass the test, the monthly fee goes away. So it's a really good situation. I'm long since the 90s. Should I hold? Well, Abel, this is the logic that I go by. I'm going to use the logic that you would know your strategy, you would know your rules better than I do. So I'm going to go ahead and toss that back to you. What does your strategy say? What do your rules of your strategy say? Do your rules say that you should still be holding? How many accounts can you get with TPT? You can get unlimited accounts, but you can only have 5 pros at a time to copy trade. But you can have other one passed. So in the background, you can have other accounts passed. And the cool thing is there's no more monthly fees. So you can have just accounts sitting there waiting in case, you maybe you blow one. You can just plug it right back in. And when you just store accounts, there's no extra fee to that. Because you have to put in the code. Code Clay we'll change that. If you use code Clay, which you should see at the top of your screen, it will bring it down to, because there is a 170. And I don't think and did you use the link? Did you go to claytrader.com/take profit? If you do that, it will bring you to a site that looks like this. But even if it just says 170 at checkout, just type code Clay and it'll change to 119. If you are enjoying in any way, shape, or form, if you're entertained in any way, shape, or form, if you don't mind hitting that like button, that would be great. We are 13 away from 200. So let's see if we can get a little momentum here in the likes. See if we can get a little bit of maybe we can get a short squeeze in the likes. So if you're, like I said, enjoying in any way, if you don't mind hitting that like button, that would be great and helpful. Hey, look at that, 201. We got a short squeeze going on here, folks. No, in the pro accounts, there's no consistency rules. You can make as much as you want every day in a pro account with Take Profit Trader. That's what I mean by clean set of rules. No scaling, no scalping, no consistency. In the pro accounts, make as much as you want. And then they do have daily requests. So if you're making $3,000 every day, you can request $3,000 every day. I have 5 active pro accounts combined, but that does not count towards your past test that you didn't activate. I'm not sure what you're asking. Can I store 10 past accounts? Yes. Yeah, no, that's the racehorse model that we talk about here. Medi, my friend, I've explained this like I'm getting a little, you've asked that question about 4,000 times, and I keep explaining. Because Take Profit Trader has a very clean set of rules. They have daily payouts. You can request any amount you want. That's why, my friend. $4,000? I'm not sure what that's in regard to 4,000 what? Longs look good, maybe. Got it. Let's see what it can do here with the 200 period. Let's see if it can push up through there. I kind of give and take, Cat Monkey, but I always tell one bridge at a time. I appreciate planners that need to know 18 bridges ahead, but let's first cross the first bridge, pass an account. Let's pass the challenge first. Medi, there's still a challenge. I assure you, Medi. Okay. Here's something that people need to consider. There are prop firms that are straight to funded. There is still a test you have to pass, because in straight to funded, you're not eligible for a payout on day one. You still have to meet certain things. There are still certain rules and stuff that you have to meet in order to get a payout. That is still a test. So just because they call it straight to funded, it's not like you get to skip a test. You don't have to build a buffer or meet any. No. There are still metrics you're going to need to still meet. It's a clever marketing thing. Don't get me wrong. They can charge you more money and maybe it's a little less stringent, but there is still a test. There is no way in prop firm space to get around a test, even if they want to call it straight to funded. There are still certain metrics that you're going to need to meet and obtain before you can still qualify for a payout. Real estate's doing well. Yeah, real estate's doing well. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, TPT Pro, exactly. Yeah, agreed, day trader. Prop firm is the way to go. 3 weeks to pay. Yeah, no, yeah. Pam's plant day trading futures through a prop firm is, I mean, mathematically undefeated. Like it by far makes the most sense, no doubt about it. Again, K Boogie, that what I was addressing, what you just described is still a test. When you get to it, yes, exactly. That is the test that some people think they're somehow getting around. There is still a test. One way or another, there is still a test. That is my point. Sure, maybe in some way or another it's less of a test, fair, but there is still a test. That's what I'm trying to convey. Some people think that like, hey, these accounts I get to skip all the tests. No, there's still a test built in there. Okay, I don't know what Medi's doing. Do you work for them or something? Then go use them, dude. This is the most odd interaction. Go use who I've never even heard of them. And if you're in Dubai, I don't know, you probably work for them and they're a scam. I have no idea what's going on. No, I have not, Disney. I'm kind of, yeah. No, not yet. 100, yeah, that exactly. That Medi guy, I mean, what is going on with that? Good grief. You probably work for them or you are them. That was Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he definitely, yeah. Okay, well, you keep talking about this Lightning thing. I assume Lightning was some prop firm out of Dubai because you said earlier you're in Dubai. Hey, happy Thanksgiving to you too. Okay, it is still a test, Neil. That never mind. I don't know how else to. Some of you are just like, no, it's not. I am conceding. Yes, there's less things you have to do. I am conceding that, but there are still things you have to do before you would get a payout. That's all I'm saying. Why aren't I trading minis? Because it's Thanksgiving and there's barely any volume, and I don't feel like getting chopped to pieces with minis. Yeah. When I did stocks and options with my own cash, I used Lightspeed as the broker. No, they're not having payout delays. They're a little slower than normal, but they're still paying. In fact, I've now gotten a couple payouts on weekends, which used to never be the case. I requested a payout on a Saturday morning. 3 hours later, on that Saturday morning, funds were pending in my account. No, I do not trade. No, day trading options is garbage. Day trading options is mathematically verifiable garbage. Like you are making your life so much harder on yourself by day trading options because of this little bugger known as theta. Now, if you are day trading options, you're like, wait, what's theta? You definitely should not be day trading options if you don't know what theta is. That tells me that you are very undereducated. Yes, garbage. Thank you, MJ Trades. Yes, I'm trying. I don't know if you can see the vein popping in my. I'm trying to keep the vein concealed, MJ Trades. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I'm glad at least somebody understands what I'm trying to convey here. How much is for 25K? Well, if you just go to the link at the top of the screen there, it'll take you to this site, and then you can see all the prices. So 25K is right there, 105. But with the deal right now, on your first payout, they'll send that back to you. So on your first payout, if you qualify for $300, they'll send you $300 plus 105. So he is literally saying he cannot trade in a 30-point range. Who said that? Junior, help me out. Give me a trade plan ahead of time. What's your trade? Give me an entry point, a stop, and a target. All three numbers before you take the trade. Let's see what you're made out of. Apparently, it's pretty easy, so let's see it, brother. Can you do that? I'm not talking to you, Jimacek. I'm talking to Junior Harry. Junior Harry, please don't tell me you're one of these armchair quarterback people. Yeah, right now, crickets. This dude's another... Okay, Boogie. This market is locked. I don't know what you mean by locked. Entry long, 25,303. Okay, Danny, and where would your stop be? If you understand how the market works, you would be able to do it. Okay, so I'm going to take that, Junior Harry, as you are an armchair quarterback. Gotcha. So I'll take your unwillingness to just give a trade plan and what you apparently you say is such an easy market. So I'll take that as gotcha. I'll let that answer speak for itself. Always amazing. I know we have a lot of visitors here. But see, around here, you don't just get to flap your lips. I mean, you can flap your lips, but you got to be able to, you got to be able to back it up with a trade plan. And you know what? Even if your trade plan is wrong, that is okay. We all are wrong from time to time. But you'll have nothing but my respect because at least you were courageous enough to throw a trade plan out there for us all to see how your the thing played out. But Junior Harry, he's here yapping. No trade plans though. Okay, so Junior Harry is officially just a total troll. Now he's just deflecting. Now he's trying to joke around. Gotcha. So in other words, Junior Harry, you don't know what you're doing. That's fine. It's always easy to quickly figure out who has no idea what they're doing by just answering, hey, it's amazing the power of three numbers with a condition. Three numbers with a condition. The three numbers being an entry point, a stop loss, and a target. The condition being before it happens. Not, well, Clay, I'll give you my trade plan. I bought here and I sold there. Oh, okay. Okay. It's amazing. The three numbers with the condition. It sure exposes very quickly who just likes to flap their lips. You're up $1,000. Good job. You're flapping your turkey wings today? Attaboy. You back it up by trading micros, huh? Okay, so BF has been brainwashed by social media. My guess is he's a teenager dude because he somehow thinks that you have to trade a certain type of contract in order to be a real trader. Whereas, so whoever brainwashed you into thinking that, you got to get your information from somebody else. Because a true educator, a true trader is going to say, put your ego at the door, trade what works for you. If that is micros, then good job. So if you are somehow if you are letting the ego drive you, That's an issue. But if somebody is telling you to set your ego at the door and come and figure out what works for you, and if that happens to be micro, then who cares? Laugh at like the testosterone, dents. We're like, oh, I'm a real trader because I do NQs. Okay, bro, go drink your protein shake. There is no difference, Cap Monkey. There is no difference. They're the exact same thing. Hey, Clay, I'm surprised to see you live. I'm surprised myself to see myself live. I did not know the markets were going to be open today. People don't seem to understand. Of course, yes, they don't understand this because they're young, impressionable people that have very little experience, and then they hop on social media, and people brainwash them into think that they prey upon their kind of like. I mean, hey, listen, us guys, we were all that age at one point, right? We're all about, yo, bro, let's do the cool. Oh man, yeah, like I get it, dude. I played football from 7th grade all the way through high school at a very, very competitive level in high school. I'm all for it. Like NQs is like running through like I formation through the middle, right? Like that, but like the sooner you learn to set your ego aside, the better it becomes. Improper sizing was what kills a trade. Booyah. Exactly. Yeah, so if anybody ever makes fun of you, tries to take a pot shot at you because you're trading micros, just realize that person has no idea what they're doing. Because a real trader is going to be like, hey, set your ego at the door, trade what works for you. And if that's micros, fantastic. I guess I wasn't technically a tailback. I was more like, because we had multiple, I was like a running back and a safety. There we go. I'll keep it very, very, I was gonna be like, well, technically I was like a wing back. No, just I was a running back and then a safety. A strong safety to be a little bit more precise. NQ is dead. Yeah, I mean, it is Thanksgiving, so. Still crickets from the dude that's like, well, if you don't know how to trade a 30-point range, and he still has not given us a single trade plan. I win often, but no one wrong. Yeah. Interested in learning to trade futures. Glad I found your channel. Cool. Great to have you. I'm relaxed when I trade micros. Yesterday, yeah, there you go. Exactly. Do what works for you. Clay, I think a short under VWAP. Okay. How often can I use your code and will it expire? You can use my code whenever. And no, the deal is attached to your account forever. So if it takes you several tries to get a payout, whenever that payout does occur, they'll still refund you back that original amount. So the deal sticks with the account as long as that account is activated. And you can use it to as many accounts as you want. Jimachek, I have not seen them. Sorry. There's kind of a... Yeah, see, Junior Harry, what you're doing is just armchair broad statement trading. Buy, sell. That doesn't mean anything, Harry. Not to mention you gave us no stop losses, so we know you're not serious because you're not even including stop losses in any of this. So, Junior Harry, I mean, it's reached the point now where tell us you have no idea. You've told us you don't know what you're doing without actually saying, I don't know what I'm doing. They make money from Pro Plus accounts. Once you get to the real markets, then they'll make 10% of your gains. All right, so here we go. So Jimachek, there we go. I like it. Look at Jimachek. Long here, stop it, 300. Okay. Okay, he's giving us 2. Okay. And then his short is at 313. Okay, way up there. Slight retracement. Okay. Junior, you can just stop now, man. In fact, we're going to go ahead and give Junior a timeout because he's made it very abundant that he has no idea what he's doing. He's just throwing out broad statements. I always love. I like the words "slight retracement coming." Well, do you notice the wordplay he did? How he can't be held accountable. Nobody knows how he defines slight. Well, is slight 3 points? Is it 4 points? Is it 1 point? You can't. I mean, it's you. Nobody can be held accountable when you just use broad statements like that. So I mean, happy I found your channel. Do you have a program you offer for a trading method? I do. There you go. If you're interested, you can check it out right there. You are welcome. All right, getting a bit of a pullback here. I will slightly lose on this trade I'm about to take. Yes, yeah. What that doesn't even mean anything at the end of the day. When you stop and think about the armchair quarterback traders, like they are impossible to nail down. All right, Jimacek stopped out there on your long. Good try. Again, nothing but respect. I appreciate you having the courage to throw out your thoughts ahead of time. Nothing but respect, man. Bro was right about the sell. I don't know who said to sell. But yeah, if somebody said that, good call. I'm short from 25.03. See, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Had you told us that ahead of time, then that's way more impactful. But to show up after the fact and tell us, it's like, okay, I mean, maybe that's true, but this is also the internet. Okay, short there. Let's see if this wants to continue down some more. Or on a Thanksgiving, maybe this thing just V-shaped straight back up, and I'll just have to laugh about it. But trying to give this thing up. Like I said, I don't want to chase at the very lows, so let it come up to me a little bit here, see if it gets rejected off the previous session close. But yes, I am short right now. It should recover at least half that candle. Well, I hope you're wrong. Oh, come on. So close yet so far away. Just at least hit me there. Are you serious? Come on. All right. I'll take that. I'm out. Now it'll probably plunge. But it's seeming a little 50-50 right now. I'm not here to take 50-50 trades. To be fair, 50-50, there technically is no disadvantage, but it's also no advantage either. So, Jimacek, with all due respect, man, I don't know who you are. You just showed up kind of out of nowhere. Like, I kind of got my thing going on. So I appreciate the feedback, but I'm good, brother. I'm good. How many points did I take? I have no idea. On a day like today, maybe like 2. No, that's no ice. Are you see? That's a problem. No, he was no, he was definitely you might be him. Maybe you're him, and now you're just trying to rage bait. You've got to be rage baiting. You've got to be him. No, the dude I timed out said a slight pullback incoming. To be fair to him, maybe this is the definition of slight, but this seems like a little bit more than slight. Like, I mean, No, for as long as the account is alive, John, then you have the discount. Like he literally said, slight pullback incoming. Bro, I was joking. Okay, well, it's cut me a little slack. I'm trying to trade, analyze the market, read a bunch of messages. So sometimes I don't quite pick up on the humor. Sorry, I apologize. Hopefully you can cut me a little slack in my direction. But that's on me. Sorry. Is market up or down? Well, right now it's down. But again, to be fair to Junior, the guy timed out. Technically speaking, nobody can say he was wrong. Because in his world, maybe this is still technically just a slight pullback. Right, yeah, just a slight. But again, his claim was unfalsifiable. Because he can be like, no, Clay, this is my definition of a slight pullback. Look, it pulled back and now it's headed up. See, I was right, dude. That is why people like him will never give numbers, because numbers all of a sudden nail him down. Like, you are nailed down. Now we see exactly what's going on. Yeah, if you cancel the account, that's no. If you cancel the account, that deal is gone. If you buy another account, then whatever deal is going at that point, that's the deal that will be locked onto that account. But like right now, the Black Friday deal, as long as that account is active, the deal is attached. But yes, if you disable that particular account and then you want to buy another one, well then you'll have whatever the current deal at that moment in time is attached to that account for the life of that account. Does that make sense, John? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And to get the best deal, whatever it is at any point in time, with any prop firm, Code Clay will make that happen. Who is they, Jimachek? You say, they're making me want to cover, so that makes me think it's dumping. Who is they? Joe says, I am they. Composite man. How do you open a order tab on market? Oh, so you're one of those market makers, control the market guy? Is that you? Market makers, they control things? Is that your position? Yeah, who's the composite man? I don't know what that means. This PA has been trashed today. Couldn't trade today. Well, I mean, Caleb, with all due respect, Caleb, your decision to not trade, you're beating me on today because I'm still technically slightly red. So Caleb, I should be giving you props because you're the one that's further ahead than I am. Okay, that's not my. I'm asking, are you one of the guys that think market makers control the market? I'm not. That my claim is not whether or not they provide liquidity. I'm asking, are you one of those guys that think they provide or that control the market? That's what I'm asking. I'm going to take a trade I have inside source sell me. All right, now I understand Ice is just, he's a jokester. Buyers and sellers control the market. There we go. Agreed on that. Oh, so say I buy an account with code Clay for 25K and then I fail and close it. Then I want to buy another 25K. Use code Clay. Will I still be able to use it? Yes. Yes, John. The answer to that question is yes. Correct. The markets are moved by orders. Yes, and these orders are placed between buyers and sellers. Exactly. The whole algorithms control the market, market makers control the market, big banks control the market, blah, blah. Nobody controls. The only thing that controls the market is supply and demand. And it's very easy to refute anybody that wants to say, no. Market makers, they control things. No. Big banks control things. It's very easy with a little bit of economic history and logic to back those people into a corner. That might actually be a good Thanksgiving conversation. Does anybody here think that market makers control the market or big banks? And when I say control the market, what I mean is this. Like, some people think that a market maker can be like, okay, all right, fellas, let's create a bull flag. Okay, bull flag created, fellas. All right, now let's get the breakout. Like, if anybody thinks that market makers or big banks or something controls the market in that sort of way, I would be happy to ask you a few questions that are going to box you in. What about news? News is just influence on supply and demand. Upgrades and downgrades. Again, upgrades and downgrades. Those are just an influence on supply and demand. Hedgers controls. So hedge funds control the market in that way, Ludo? So hedge funds can do this. Hedge funds can be like, all right, let's bring the price up. Let's build out, a bull flag, and then let's get a breakout. Is that what you're saying? Hedge funds control in that way? They make false volume. Okay, what I'm asking, is that, Ludo, is that your claim, that hedge funds control the price in that way? I agree, Merv. That's why I'm trying to ask exactly what their definition of control is. A lot of control. Like the majority of control? Like, what does a lot of control mean? Like the majority? Like, if they want things to happen, can they make things happen? Okay, 60%. So that's the majority. So if they want something to happen, it will happen if they have 60% control. Is that the claim? I'm not trying to misrepresent you. I want to make sure I understand your claim. If something has 60% control, that is over half. Therefore, if they want that bull flag to form, they will get that bull flag to form because they have majority control. Is that a fair representation of what you're saying, Ludo? Mega icon. That's called confirmation bias. Because I assure you, there are plenty of times where your stop loss is not hit, but you discount that because it doesn't confirm your bias. Okay, Ludo, you keep avoiding my question. If they're in control 60%, then that is the majority of control. Therefore, they should be able to build a flag because they have majority control. This is basic logic here. It's basic math, right? 51% is majority. You said 60%. So per your claim, it sounds like no, nothing always gets taken, Megatron. Again, confirmation bias. Nothing always happens in the market. That would mean there's guarantees. Guarantees do not exist. No, futures close at 1 p.m. Eastern. What a loser. Okay, so you can't refute the argument, no trace talk, so you just name call. Gotcha. Ad hominem fallacy. Okay, so Ahmed, you think that big hedge funds or institutions have the power to move the price? Okay, so Ahmed, since Ludo is kind of just dodging everything, Ahmed, do you think that the big banks and hedge funds, if they wanted to, they could build out a bull flag and they'd be like, all right, fellas, there we go. Now let's get the breakout. Is that what you're saying, Ahmed? Do you think they have that amount of control? What is my bias today? I have no idea. See, this is also my point. There's so many people out there that want to talk about, oh, all these things controlling and these magical, mystical things. But then when you press them a little bit, they get all squeamish and they can't even answer certain questions. They can, but based on several factors. That's the reason, and it's these. Okay, they can. Fine. Okay, there we go. So per Ahmed's claim, they can do this. Then Ahmed, let's do a little economic history here. Hedge funds, big banks have gone out of business before. Market making firms have gone out of business before. You don't have to take my word for it. Just go do some economic history. Big banks, hedge funds, market maker firms over the course of history have gone out of business. How is that possible if they control the market the way that you say they do? The only way that would work out is you would have to make the claim, well, they wanted to go out of business, therefore they control the market in a way that put them out of business, which seems like a bizarre claim. So how is it? How is it that these very institutions that you claim can control the market in this way have gone out of business before? How is that possible? Again, Meg, I don't need that stuff. We're in agreement. You're something that's happening. That's not okay. That's not a control. Why do you argue? If girls argue with logic, then I guess I argue like a girl. Do you have a counter put? Do you have a counter claim, Seam? Or are you just going to go ad hominem? Do I need to revisit what the ad hominem fallacy is? Again, I don't know what side you're arguing for there, Kayla, but the question stands. If you believe that there is something that can control the market, as I've described here, then how is there a track record over economic history of that very thing going out of business? Again, Jimacek, I've clarified the term. I get the impression a lot of you have never taken like a debate class or anything. I've clarified what we mean by control. This is what we mean by control. Ahmed said, yes, they can control it in this way, where they could build a bull flag if they wanted and then create a breakout. That is the definition of control in this discussion here. I think we're saying the same thing, Meg Icon. I think we say it's supply and demand. Yeah, there's algorithms part of supply and demand. There's hedge funds part of supply and demand. There's retail traders part of supply and demand. Yeah, it's all supply and demand. Okay. Why does market maker use circuit price breaker and froze trading when a price drops? What? Ahmed, that has nothing to do. I asked you a question and you responded back with something completely irrelevant. Again, Ahmed, last time, and if you don't want to engage, with the discussion, then I'll just move on. You claimed this sort of control. They have this power. Yet the very same things with this sort of, which is like a godlike power, those things have a track record of going out of business. How is that possible? If you're not going to engage with that, because I just boxed you in, you would have to say, well, because they wanted to go out of business, so they therefore control the market in a way that put them out of business. Or maybe is it that they don't control? Maybe they just got their lunch eaten by supply and demand. Maybe they just made bad decisions and the market as a whole ate their lunch and that's what put them out of business. That would be my position. Big banks. Who's ever heard of Lehman Brothers? Bear Stearns. Again, so I don't, yeah, again, Land Rover. I clarified my term with Ahmed. Yeah, they can control it until a certain point. Right, so in other words, irrelevant. Like, to sit there and be like, oh, well, no, nobody got you. Your own bad decision got you. It is because they play against the real traders' actions. They control the market to prevent manipulation. Okay, Ahmed. Okay. Never, thank you. All of you that are always wanting to blame manipulation, that is just, you don't want to blame yourself for bad trades. You just want to blame manipulation. Oh, it wasn't my fault. In fact, that's probably, I'm assuming you guys are married and that's what you tell your wives. Listen, honey, I blew up 30 accounts today. It wasn't my fault though. There was manipulation. It was the big banks. Exactly, Casey. Seems like a waste of time to even care. Oh, yeah, maybe so, Todd, but it's Thanksgiving. I'm looking for things to talk about because, Todd, this action isn't exactly exciting. But in all actuality, Todd, it is very important because it reveals a psyche thing of people not wanting to. Exactly. Yeah. Sorry, honeys. It was the big banks. It wasn't my fault that I went to degen mode. It was market manipulation by the hedge funds. Bro, short now. Stop talking. Go short. This is financial advice. Matt, Joe. Again, Ahmed, I don't know how you think that's refuting anything in this discussion. You're the one that claimed there is an entity out there that has the power to build a bull flag. They can create a bull flag and then create the breakout. Yet these very same entities have gone out of business over time, which should not be possible, right? You understand that. Yes, agreed, Land Rover. Just made $6.98 in silver. Congrats. I agree, Zion. I would also like it was not evil manipulation market makers. It was your bad decisions. We got like a little miniature bull pennant here. What time is it? All right. Yeah, okay. We still got a little bit of time. I will not be here till the close. We got to be eventually heading out and doing our Thanksgiving stuff. The big guy certainly controls, but market also has to be more competing patterns that way too. So which way go up or... I don't know who the big guy is. The NQ moves great, and it's just got a lot of. Don't quote me. ES probably has more volume, but ES and NQ I think have the most volume. So I mean, if you want to call that a cult, I guess we'll call it the cult of I want smooth trading action, which is what high volume gives you. Agreed, Jimachek. Volume controls the market, and what makes up volume? Buyers and sellers. I can agree. That's exactly. Clay, why do you trade? Because I like NQ's movement better. No, I like the NQ. Who creates the supply and demand? Retail traders or hedge funds? That's a false dilemma fallacy. It's not either or. It's both. Retail traders, hedge funds, algorithms, AI, whatever, big banks. It is. It's not either or. No. You can't both be right based off of the definition he gave me. A lot of you, most of you, I see what you're saying and I have no discrepancy. But there are some people, as Ahmed proved. That's why I wanted to ask him. According to Ahmed, there is something out there that has the power to bring the price up, bring the price down, and then have it go back up. That is an insane amount of power. That is how Ahmed is defining control. That's his definition. And that's the one that some people do crazily have. And that's why I boxed them in, because the very people that he claims has that kind of control also have a history of going out of business, which makes no sense. How could you ever go out of business if you had that sort of control? The only way that makes sense is for you to say, well, they wanted to go out of business, so they just cratered the stock on themselves, or the whatever on themselves. Wait, what? But if you take my position and say, well, no, it's supply and demand that controls the market, then that would make sense how big banks go out of business, because, well, they made bad decisions. That makes sense how hedge funds go out of business. Well, they made bad decisions. So yes, many of you are giving me, which I don't have any problem with, but your definition of control is different than Ahmed's. And he keeps saying all this other stuff that doesn't disprove anything. Okay, Ahmed, you can either answer this or I'm just going to have to give you the ban because you're not addressing anything. You're the one that said there's an entity that is powerful to bring it up, bring it down, and then bring it back up. How could an entity with such power ever go out of business? That is my question. How could an entity with that amount of power ever go out of business? That is the question that I need you to answer, please. Okay, Evan, are you saying the same thing, that a bank has that amount of power? They could bring the price up, bring it down, and then bring it back up again? Okay. We'll see if he wants to address. 100%. Okay, same question to you then, Evan. Then how have banks gone out of business? How did Lehman Brothers go out of business? How did Bear Stearns go out of business? How have banks, over the course of economic history, how have banks gone out of business if they have that amount of power? Again, Evan, that doesn't answer my question. How did Lehman Brothers go out of business? How did Bear Stearns go out of business? How do big banks how has a big bank ever gone out of business if they have this amount of power, which you were like, no, they 100% have that amount of power. How is it possible that those very entities have gone out of business if they have this amount of power? Hedge funds fight each other. Oh, you mean supply and demand? They're competing against each other? Agreed. Joe. Yes, that is exactly why they blew up, because I didn't use code Clay. Over leveraged? Not sure. Well, why would over leveragedness matter? If they can control the market, why not get levered to the tilt and then control the market in the way that you say they can? And they just make that much more money. Why would leverage matter at all if they have this godlike power, Evan? Chris, too much risk. There is no amount of risk. There is zero. Think about that. There is no risk if you have this amount of power. What risk? You control the markets. If you want the markets to go up, they're going up. How is there risk in that? What are you guys talking about this risk nonsense? Per your own premise, they control the markets. There is zero risk if you control the market. If you want the market to go up, and it's going to go up, well, how could there be risk in that? Okay, Ahmed is... Or just bad trading. Oh, just bad. You mean the bad decisions did it. Almost like supply and demand controls the market. And if you make bad decisions within that massive equation of supply and demand, you will go out of business. Oh, Evan, it sounds like you're backpedaling a little bit. Which is fair. That's good. I appreciate somebody that can rethink their position. Again, a lot of you keep arguing against a point that I guess you're just throwing out your head in the ring. No, Evan. I asked you, do banks have the power to have the price come up, come down, and go back up? And your reply was 100%. That is an immense amount of power. Like if you can just be like, hey fellas, let's bring the price up, down, and back up. That's an insane amount of power. So therefore, what do you mean they can never be wrong? It was your own premise that said they have this power. You can't be wrong if you have that amount of power, Evan. That doesn't make any sense. Thank you, Mickey. Yeah. Oh, unless another bank comes in with a bigger order. Oh, Evan, what you just described is supply and demand. Well, yeah. Banks control it unless a bigger bank comes in. Oh, you mean unless more demand or more supply comes in than their supply and demand? You mean unless the bigger buyer comes in than your... Yeah, that's what I've been saying this whole time. Supply and demand controls the market. Exactly, Zion. And that's what these people are realizing. If the power were true, you would never move against your own interest. Exactly, which is why people are saying, "Well, they took on too much risk." Well, what risk? If you have the power to make the price go up, then what are you worried about risk wise? Because the price is going to go up. Because per your own claim, they have the power to make the price go up. Yeah, Evan, what you just described is what I've been claiming the whole time. Supply and demand. Okay, see, now Ahmed, I see what you just did there. Can hedge funds influence the market? That's not been the claim the whole time, Ahmed. Your claim was controlled, and your definition of control was, yeah, there's entities that can make the price go up, come down, and go back up. I noticed the word change you just did, Ahmed. I noticed it. Tricky. You're moving the goalposts. You're softening your position. You're changing it because you realize you got boxed in. No. That wasn't your original claim, Evan. Your original claim was they have some magical, mystical power to do this. Let's bring it up, down, up. Your reply to that when I questioned that was 100%. But I'm glad you're willing to concede your position and be like, okay, no, that was definitely not right. All right, down at the overnight low. Good discussion, everybody, though. Good discussion. Lehman's collapse and over-leveraging extends deeper and more complex than simple supply and demand. No, at the end of the day, it was supply and demand. They made bad decisions within a market is of supply and demand, because that's all a market is. Yes, and I still stand by it. Well, no, you can't have it both ways, Evan. They're not in control of the market if somebody else comes in and can squash what they're trying to control. Hunt stop. Yeah, and they hunt stop losses too, yes. Bill and Tom are currently sitting in their cubicle right now on Thanksgiving saying, whose stop losses are we going to go hunt? Exactly. Yeah, isn't it an amazing average? Like, this is not a complex argument. And then people try to weasel their way out of it. The bank with the bigger position will make any move they want. Well, then I don't know how big banks have gone out of business in the past, then, Evan. That's the one thing in your that's one problem in your scenario. Okay, Ahmed, you got absolutely wrecked. You're good, Ahmed. You're good. Yeah, but that's impossible. You can't be a bad bank if you have that much power. Like, there is no bad if you have the ability to control the market. Why would you not agree? You think that there's a single entity out there? Average to savage? Some of you are so dented, you're like, why isn't this guy trading? It's a 5-point range. Look at this y-axis scale. What do you want me to, like, what do you want right now? Market closes at 1 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, I think they do. They want me to just full port. Yeah. All these brokies are like, hey, I'm broke, but can you go full port for us? On that note, if anybody wants me to just trade, I will trade anytime you want. Buy me an account. I'll name the account after you, and you can tell me what to do. So like this Matt Jokes Rami. If you want to buy me an account, I'll do whatever you tell me to do. Deal? Or you could at least give a trade plan ahead of time. And again, saying, well, I told you to short. No. I need an entry point with a stop loss. Was that you were neither. Your claim was not falsified. It was a non-falsifiable claim. Saying buy or short is it's unfalsifiable. Because you could always come back and say, no, what I meant by buy was buy right there. And right there might happen to be the bottom. Oh, no, what I meant by short was short right there. And like short happened to be towards the top. But if you give a number and a stop loss, no, you didn't. Mad, whatever your name is. Again, big pun. I agree. It was complex. There was derivatives and all that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, the derivatives and all the fancy stuff, I will grant you, complex stuff they did. At the end of the day, it was wrong within the overall market of supply and demand. That's all I'm saying. Supply and demand. I fully am aware and I'm fully conceding the fact that what they did and why they went out was very complex. But at the end of the day, it was supply and demand that deemed their complex things were not smart. See, look, hey, Matt Jock, look right below you. Look how that person gave me those 3 numbers. That's what we're talking about right there. Short, we have a number. His stop, we have a number. Target, we have a number. You did none of that. You're just like short. Oh, okay. And even if you were to do that, Matt Jock, and you're wrong, that's fine. Nothing but respect. Because at least you had the courage to throw something out there. I said short, put stop loss above previous high. Again, that's not, give us numbers. Armchair quarterbacking, man. Anybody can do that. Well, next time, my friend, give us some actual numbers ahead of time, and that will be fantastic. And even if you are wrong, I don't care. Welcome to the club. I'm wrong. All traders are wrong. Okay, well, your next trade, just give us some numbers. Am I watching the NFL today? No, I don't really. I'm not a big NFL fan. Which is hopefully easy to understand when you know my team is the Cleveland Browns. Hey Clay, will the kids have anything to do during the Thanksgiving meetup? Yeah, no, it's a family from our homeschooling co-op, so they'll have friends there. Bang, good job, Ronnie. So right there, Ronnie gave us everything ahead of time, all numbers. So this is fun to celebrate with Ronnie. That's good stuff right there. Browns had an exciting game last week, did they? Yeah, I don't even watch the NFL. Now, my sporting is counterbalanced by I'm a graduate of Ohio State, and Ohio State's got a decent football team. So, like, I'm more of a college football fan. I think this is the type of range you could buy the low and look for a 10-point profit. Yeah, maybe. Maybe I'll give it a try if it comes back down. Some of you are telling me to buy the range, bottom of the range. All right, I'll buy it. Let's see if trading is as easy as buying the bottom of the range. Browns are going to win Sunday? Hey, I hope so. Are they even in the playoff picture anymore? I gave you numbers now. Where? I see no numbers. Please copy and paste again. Matt Jock, I don't see any numbers. Good job, Ronnie. Buy between... No, okay. Jim and Check, what is your actual buy at? Give us an actual buy. Not between. What would your actual buy be? And then, along with that, where's your stop at, Jim Machek? Buy at 287. And where's your stop? Well, I mean, I always reject that because schedules are created, it's like a hindsight confirmation bias. Schedules were created like 5-6 years out. I mean, how is any, and I apply this to any team. So if an Ohio State fan were to use this against somebody else, I'd be like, I'm not a fan of that argument. Because how are you supposed to know what a team is going to be like 5 or 6 years from now? They had Texas. I mean, what do you want? They were the number team in the country. Texas has turned out to be not good, but like, okay. So has their schedule turned out to be? It has. But like, and I'm not saying you're even implying this, but to like imply they did that on purpose, it's like, well, you can't really say that. And again, I apply that to any team. Like to imply that a team is purposely setting up a cupcake schedule. Now, some you could, but I mean, Texas was on it. Stop at 278. All right. Buy 260. Okay. Dang, a 20-point stop in this market. Good grief. So where's your target at then, Matt Jock? 280? I'm assuming at least 280 is your target? Yeah, no, that's fair, Big Pun. That's fair. Agreed. It turned out to be that way. They get Indiana. Yeah, I still don't know if Indiana's good or not. I don't know. Maybe just because it's Indiana. I'm so confused, Jimachek. You said 287. It never hit 287. Jimachek, are you just making stuff up as you go? What you said you're covering? I thought you were going long. This has been one of the most confusing experiences ever trying to follow what your trades are. I'm confused, brother. Yeah, no, yeah, it never hit to it, but I don't know what he's saying. But now he's saying he covered one more. I thought he was looking to get long, but now he's already short. I'm short right now. I was giving a long trade you all were talking about. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Big stop, but lower down size because target is much bigger. Roger that. My friend and Will. You're not going to sing with me anymore? Keep on fighting till the end. We watched Mighty Ducks last night. Mighty Ducks 2? Anybody remember Mighty Ducks 2? Yeah, yes. I definitely believe you are a pharmacist. Uh-huh. Watch how I can play this game. Look at that. Look at that. I can type stuff too. Watch. As the 36th man on the moon. Look at that. Look at that. I can type stuff too and make claims about myself as a pharmacist. Uh-huh. I am yeah. So anyways, back to Mighty Ducks 2. You can tell some people have zero business sense. So to be fair to whatever their name is, who's a pharmacist, they may be a pharmacist, but they have zero business sense. Here's a hint. Read what's in the bottom right-hand corner. And here's a spoiler alert. I am trying to grow a live stream. The more viewers, the better. I've challenged myself to see if I can get this up to 1,000 viewers at some point. So with that business goal, in combination with what the bottom right hand says, take off your pharmacist hat and put on a business hat. Just put that on. Think about it. I bet you can connect the dots, especially if you're a pharmacist, because I know you've taken a whole lot of organic chemistry, so congratulations to you. I had to take 2 chemistry classes back in college, and they worked me over bad. But as a pharmacist, I know you have taken all sorts of chemistries, including OChem. So I know you are very smart. So use that brain, put in the business mind, and take premise A. I'm trying to grow a live stream with what is displayed in the bottom right-hand corner. People won't buy. Maybe not. Maybe not. That's what I like business. I'm open to maybe my brand of trying to be entertaining and all that sort of stuff might not vibe with everybody. I'm completely, yeah, true. But as the saying goes, the best way to please nobody is to try to please everybody. So average to average. If you're not vibing, hey, no problem. School is overrated. Well, it depends on your degree. Becoming a pharmacist, good decision. Engineer, good decision. Greek bobsledding, I don't know. I don't know about that one. I think it's about to drop. So are you short right now, Daz, right? Yeah, exactly, Cash. The irony amongst, I mean, come on. You got to keep in mind. All right, I'm taking a buy. Okay, Mega Icon. I appreciate it. Nothing but respect. You're giving your numbers ahead of time. Good stuff. No, again. People like Average to Savage. It's easy to sit there, flap your lips. Notice he hasn't given a single trade plan. So yeah, and he doesn't think I'm a real trader. Fine, that's fine by me. But I mean, at least I've taken some trades, you know? Yes, you are real, I think, Smith. I don't know. There we go, Uliverse. I appreciate that. Look at that. 3 numbers ahead of time. That's good stuff. Well, I mean, yeah, that's the thing. When people aren't going to jive, blah blah blah. And I mean, I'm not gonna. He's throwing his hat in the ring. He's trying to build a YouTube channel. I mean, good for him. But I mean, he's welcome to start a live stream. We'll see if do I have numbers like the biggest ones? No, but I'm right around 250, 300 per live stream. I'd like to see him go live stream. We'll see if he can get 10. It's always easy to sit back and take pot shots at people, though. Is this an entertaining? Oh, careful, Big Pun, for calling this entertaining. Somebody else just was told me that people aren't going to vibe. But here you are saying it's entertaining. Uh-oh, Big Pun. What is going on? What's up with that? Come on now, don't say that. Average to savage. You might want to retract that statement, Big Pun. But yes, this is, normally I go Monday through Fridays, 11 a.m. Eastern, and then I go for a few hours. I'll be back. What is tomorrow? Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. We'll do this. I don't know if I'll be here as early. Maybe I'll probably start at like 9 a.m. tomorrow. Yeah. 9 a.m. tomorrow. Good job, Del Leon. Was it Envy Mickey? I did not look at all. I am very triggered right now, average to average. There is zero possibility at all that I'm just trying to be a little overly dramatic for entertainment. That is not a possibility at all. It is because I am definitely triggered. That is it for sure, average to savage. What did I just say? Average to average? Average to savage. Hey, but shout out to you, man. I see you're trying to build a YouTube channel. Good for you, man. It's not easy, but just keep hustling and grinding. You can do it. Actually, I would think people would like your stream and watch you if you are like this every day. I don't know. Again, you can't please everybody. So I've thrown my hat in the ring. Maybe it's a very poor business decision on a way to build a live stream. But right now, like I said, I have it up in about 8 months, right around 250 to 300 viewers in a stream. And if that's where it peaks out, then hey, it will be a failure because my goal was 1,000. But I'm trying. I'm seeing what happens. That's why I like business. You come up with your ideas. That doesn't mean they're a good idea, but you can give them a try. So that's why I have nothing but respect for Average to Average. He's not a fan. No problem. But hey, you know what? I respect him because I can see he's trying to build a YouTube channel for himself and all that. And good for him. He's throwing his hat in the ring. And I wish him nothing but the best. I hope he crushes it. Thanks, Mega Icon. Trade gold. It's looking real bearish. Yeah? Ooh. Ooh, it is kind of bearish here. Oh yeah. Yeah, and that's fine. That's fine. That's part of building a business. I mean, really doing anything. Clean your prayers when you started to trade. Did it expose personal defects? Oh, yeah, probably. But at the same time, I don't know if they're really personal. I think they're all just defects we all have, right? Yeah, it's probably, you know, made 1,000 on that short. Good job, Leon. No, I've never banned you, Versace. Just timeouts. There's a difference. Yeah, what are you talking about? Yeah, that's right. What Ronnie says. I have no defects. I'm a flawless individual. Well, can't take a loss. That's not a defect. Because not taking a loss really comes from, that's what makes trading hard, is in so many areas of life. It's hustle, grind, never surrender, don't give up. Keep working, don't give up, which in like literally 98% of life is a fantastic attitude to have. Never surrender, keep working, figure it out, make it happen, let's go America, right? Like that is like kind of the American way. Figure it out, let's go, get it done. Such a fantastic attitude in 98% of life. Unfortunately, trading falls on that 2% where it does become a defect. But in most other areas of life, it's not a defect. It's a good thing. So that's what makes trading hard, is good things in the vast majority of life are actually bad things in trading. Like you've got to be ambitious, right? Ambition is a great thing. But in trading, the markets can very quickly use ambition against you. Right, refusal to be wrong, but that can be rooted in a never give up, never surrender type of attitude. So it comes from a good place. What is your trading strategy? I use the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. I'm a very dumb individual, so I got to keep it simple. So I like candlesticks, trend lines, some moving averages. All right, well, looking at the clock here. I'm going to have to be calling it good, but real quick, if you want to help support the live stream, code Clay. If you are a beginner to the prop firm space, maybe after some of the prop firm talk, you're convinced, wow, yeah, prop firms would be great, but there's so many out there. I would say beginner, take Profit Trader. Reason for them, very, very clean set of rules. These other prop firms, there's nothing wrong with them per se, but there's a very, you could get overwhelmed with all the different rules. So as a beginner, best way, start with Take Profit Trader. Now, if you're already experienced and you're building your empire, definitely got to make sure Take Profit Trader is part of it, or at least give them a try. And the reason I say that is I've yet to meet any prop firm trader that's used other firms and then tries Take Profit Trader, gets to the pro phase and eligible for payouts, and then complains about the ability to have daily payouts every single day in any amount. So if you're making $3,000 a day, you can request $3,000 every single day. I've yet to meet anybody that has experienced other prop firms complain about that fact. Not to mention, back to the rule phase, there's no scaling rules, no scalping rules, no consistency rules. Very, very clean set of rules. So like I said, I've yet to hear anybody complain about those sort of things. So like I said, if you have not even at least tried Take Profit Trader and you use some of these other ones, I would argue they're at least worth a try. And then back to the beginner side of things, as a beginner to the prop firm space, you'll eventually turn yourself into an experienced prop firm trader. So once you get Take Profit Trader figured out, turned into a well-oiled machine, and if you want to expand the empire at that point, well then yeah, here are some other prop firms that you could consider. And then I know some of you, you're just like, hey Clay, I enjoy the live stream, I want to support it. Do you have a code with such and such prop firm? These are all the prop firms that I have a code with. So if you're just looking to support the live stream by using code Clay with any of those other ones, then you can do that. So that is all I have, though. We are off to our Thanksgiving destination. So I wish all you a very happy Thanksgiving. I will be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. Again, market closes at 1:15. But finally, last thing, market closes at 1 p.m. Eastern today. Very important. If you're in a prop firm, especially if you're with Take Profit Trader, don't be in at the close or else you're going to burn the account because that would be a rule violation. So make sure you are not in any positions at the close. But yeah, on your way out, make sure you hit that like button, turn on notifications so that you can be reminded of when I go live. But thank you everybody for being here. And like I said, if you want to help support the live stream, if you want to ensure that it continues, then make sure to use code CLAY. Take care, everybody. Have a great, great Thanksgiving.